joining us here on Elevision Interviews. I'm joined by Principal Founder of Moms Against Poverty, as well as CEO Delfarib Fanaie, who was kind enough to invite us into her home today. We're going to learn a little bit about Moms Against Poverty and why she got started. So Delfarib, can you please take us back to 2008 when this was founded? What was the idea behind it, and how did all these moms out here in the Burlingame area come together to create this nonprofit?
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Elijah. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for being here today with me. It's a pleasure having you. So I'll go back to 2006, actually, not 8. Because 2006 is when my husband and I adopted our third child from Iran. And that experience of adopting her and the experience I had with another girl in the orphanage that she was adopted from has created this magic and has created Moms Against Poverty. So I share this story with you. Actually, Moms Against Poverty, I always say, is a product of love. And I tell you why. Because when I was waiting in Iran for my adoption of my third child, Nasrin, who was 11 at the time, to complete, I met another girl named Sepide, same age as her in the orphanage. And every time I visited the orphanage, the girl asked me, Sepide, to adopt her as well. And every time I had to let her know that it's not possible for me. So the last day that my daughter and I went to the orphanage to say our goodbyes, I was coming back with her to US. She approached me again, Sepide, put her head on my shoulder and started crying and asked me to take her with me. And I, like all the other times, I had to tell her I can't. So she looked at my daughter, Nasrin, next to me, and she says, so why can you adopt her and not me? Why do I have to be left behind? What have I done wrong? I had no answer to give her because I really don't know why some children are born in a life of comfort and some have to struggle all throughout their childhood. So I told her that unfortunately I can, but I made a promise to her that I would not let her and the children like her to be forgotten. On the way, in the plane, I knew that my life and the life of the, all my friends, my family would never be the same. So when I came back with 4 other mothers, we started Moms Against Poverty. Of course, we never expected to be so big and so successful, but the universe was on our side and it worked out. And I think at this moment I can tell you we did right by my promise to Sepide, with the help of so many other community members that they came and they stood behind us and they helped us through this journey of service.
That's an incredible story, to say the least. And I really love that you live by the words that you share with people. So your foundation, as you said, is really built on love, but really that strong promise that you started with your own children, all 3 of whom you adopted and brought back from Iran. And since then, the footprint of Moms Against Poverty is enormous. You guys have helped people across 18 different countries with 3 core places that you work in, the US right here in the Bay Area, Iran, and Senegal. Can you talk a little bit about that work and what you guys do for people?
Moms Against Poverty has 4 pillars of service, which is basic provision and hunger relief, education, health, and orphan care. And of course, every time there is an emergency somewhere in the world, there is a disaster, we are there because we believe that children suffer the most in these disasters. So Moms Against Poverty has these 4 core programs, and in countries like United States, our focus is on food insecurities, and we have partnership with the school districts, shelters, family centers, churches, and we subsidize food. Also, we have Christmas holiday, as you know, holiday events that we wrap more than 2,000 gifts and food cards for the family so they can experience a good holiday like every family and every child deserves. So this is our United States work. And in other countries such as Senegal, we have built 7 schools. We have just finished our maternity clinic for the women that, that they are, young mothers that are pregnant and they don't have access to health and, easy delivery. And then also in Iran, we have built schools, hospitals, and other work, hunger relief and so forth. The world is in chaos right now, that we are much needed, as you can imagine. So our work is important, and our commitment to our work is real.
What's it like to think back on the achievements and the accomplishments of this organization that you started right here with just a few moms with an idea?
So I have to be honest with you. The world of service is a very special world because it brings peace and tranquility to the soul. So I can tell you that this journey of hope that we have brought has united so many people, has brought light to the suffering of others, and the community of like-minded hearted have joined us. So it's good to tell you that not just we gave service to the families and children across this world, that we have united a community of loving people who do believe that their action can result in a better life for us, humanity, not just us as a person.
And your work is an example of that. It's a testament to that kind of effort and love that you say that this work comes from. What would you like to let other people know about having started an organization like this? I know people often agonize instead of organize. So how do you take that feeling and do something about it? What would you tell them?
You know, I always believe that we just have to start something. Fear is a powerful thing and can stop you from doing right by yourself, right by your community, right by your family, right by the world. So I think that I would say to the people, stop being fearful. Get that one tiny step, and trust me that once you take that step, the universe will be behind you. And throughout this amazing journey, I can tell you that we have knocked on a lot of doors, and without us even expecting it to open, they have opened. So I'm a believer. I'm a believer that in the end of the day, we all want to be good. We all want to be, do good and be good. It's just we need each other encouragement, and we need each other, to come together to be able to achieve this goal. So I'm hoping that we have to operate on hope, because that's the only thing we have left, Ella. Hope is the only thing we have left to make a better world for ourselves, for our children, for our grandchildren, for the next generation that we owe so much to. So we operate on hope. Moms Against Poverty has always operated on hope.
And what is your hope for the organization? I mean, as you teach others about it and get more people involved in this organization, what do you hope for Moms Against Poverty?
More service. Simple as that. I see the need. I see the need in the Bay Area, for example. Look at the cost of living. Look at how many of our neighbors, how many of our fellow community members are suffering. I mean, groceries are high, cost of everything is high. And we have to, the fortunate people in this world who are able to give, should give more and get the hands of those less fortunate ones. That should be something that we practice and live by. And if we do that, everything can be better. I'm not sure I can see the world changing in my lifetime. I'm sure in the future it would be. But right now, what I am just telling the community is a step up for each other. We cannot always look at our governments to do everything for us. We can do it for each other. We can unite and change the lives of those less fortunate ones. And we have managed to. I mean, we have a food bank right now, as you know. The food bank, we saw the first time open, there was 30 families comes. The next time it was more than 70 families that showed up. Now our third one is coming in Burlingame. We are hoping to get more people as the world gets around. See, we stood up for the people, and now they are coming because they need our service, they need our love, and it's more than again service. When they get these services from us, with it, they get the fact that we care and that we love them, and we don't want them to suffer in silence. So I hope I made it clear. I hope I answered your question.
The work you do also requires a lot of bravery. I mean, you're dealing internationally. You are going to places most won't, frankly, to say the least. Going to Iran and visually experiencing the conditions that people are forced to live through. How do you protect your heart, and how do you go the extra mile to physically be present in the places where so much poverty is witnessed by you?
You know, this is an interesting question. I don't know the question of protecting your heart. I really don't want to protect it. I want to feel them. I want to understand their pain. How can we ever change somebody's life if we don't really get them, if we don't understand them? So for me, it's never been about protection of my heart, because I think as I see them and I see their suffering and I see my blessing, my heart every time becomes stronger and stronger to endure the suffering I see. Because as I see them and I share them, I always say that I'm witness to their suffering, and they give me the opportunity. I'm honored to have the opportunity to bring their stories, to bring their suffering to the rest of us, to the rest of the world. Letting the people, letting our donors, letting our community know that these people are suffering in silence and nobody is hearing them. I mean, even in the Bay Area, my love, how many people do you know that? I mean, you don't see in the rest of the world. Ella, is interesting. You see the suffering in the streets. You see suffering all around you. I mean, I'm not saying that we don't have homeless or we don't see them suffering, but I am saying that a lot of the suffering of the families, underprivileged, underserved families in our areas is in absolute silence, as it is in some of the countries that are cut off from the world, like Iran. So it's good for us to go, it's good for me to go and bring those stories back with me.
Spoken like a leader, but also spoken like a mom, like a true mom. And so I did want to talk to you because, of course, this month marks Mother's Day, and many of us are celebrating our own moms if we are lucky to have one in our lives. But what I love about your story is that you adopted these 3 kids. You brought them back from somewhere else. Can you talk a little bit about what it means to be a mom, even if you didn't give birth?
Being a mom is challenging, as every mother will tell you. You know, it doesn't really matter if you bring life or you take care of life. Regardless, motherhood is the best experience and the hardest experience one can have. I think our children teaches us a lot. I think that through being a mom, you learn a lot from your own children. And the capacity of the love grows when you have children, because all of a sudden there is another door opens to your heart that you never thought it existed. That window, that heart is important to acknowledge it. To acknowledge the motherhood can be the best experience one can have, and at the same time the most challenging, difficult experience. For a lot of mothers, we go, it's a lifetime. It's a lifetime responsibility. No matter, I'm sure your mom too. I mean, no matter how old we are, my mothers are our mothers. They want to take care of us. And same here with me. My children are my life. But next to them, the children of the world are my love and my heart. Because to me, adults of the world have to take care of the children of the world. It has nothing to do with are they ours biologically or not. The children in this world belong to the adults of this world to take care of.
Well, if there's anything about you that I know, it's that you don't shy away from a challenge. So thank you so much to the work that you have done here in our community in this grassroots way that's now spread all around the world. And thank you so much for joining us. Delfarib Fanaie, Principal, Founder, and CEO of Moms Against Poverty.
Thank you so much.